Equal Education is calling for the release of the KwaZulu-Natal Scholar Transport Policy. The organization is picketing outside the Education Department offices in the province. Equal Education says the department must improve on the policy to give all children access to education. eNCA's Lethiwe Mdluli has been at that picket and joins us now for an update. And so, Lethiwe, what is the latest in Pietermaritzburg regarding that picket?
Well, Thulasizwe, members for Equal Education have actually handed over the memorandum to the Deputy Director General for Education, Beki Mazibuko, here in Pietermaritzburg. He has received the memorandum and he's saying that they will get back to them after 21 days. But just to take you back as to why Equal Education is calling for the policy, a lot of children here in the province are affected by walking to school for long hours a day, and almost over 100,000 children actually have to walk to school, and most of those schools are situated in rural areas. 70% or over 70% of schools here in KZN are located in those rural areas. So Equal Education has been calling for the Departments of Education and also the Departments of Transport in the province to provide learners with proper transportation. Today they were calling for the Education Departments to release the final policy for learner transport, as last year the department did release the draft policy. But at the moment I'm joined by Debo Khotsesane, who's going to basically explain to you more as to what are they demanding and what are their reactions to the DDG actually saying that they need 21 days more for them to actually respond to their demands. Debo, good afternoon. I just want to get your reaction to what the DDG said to you while you were picketing outside. He did say that he needed 21 days to respond. What is your reaction to that?
Hi, thanks. I think 21 days is a lot of days, but then we'll give them a benefit of a doubt because schools are actually closing on Friday. But then I think the department, from the responses that we got outside the KZN DOE, there's no sense of agency. Even the 21 days, you must consider that there are learners who are actually in that 21 days given will travel long distances. But then I also stated that outside that this is not the last time they are seeing us outside the KZN DOE. If it means us coming back after that 21 days, we are all hands on deck. We'll make sure that they feel the pressure up until that that final policy is published for scholar transport.
What are some of your demands from the Departments of Education?
Okay, so some of our demands, we actually wanted clear time frames. So under the clear time frame category, we want to know how do you go about the application process, when learners are supposed to apply, what's the actual mandate when it comes to the application process. We also wanted the KZN DOE and the DOT to state their intensive relationship within the two departments as to who's responsible for what and who's responsible for what. Then and also we wanted them to also not consider but then make it obligatory that learners with special needs are catered for, mostly in deep rural provinces. And then also think funding for scholar transport, because now money in this country is still an issue, but then there needs to be proper funding so that that policy, when it's ready, it's easy to implement that policy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So Thulasizwe, those are some of the demands that Equal Education is basically putting towards the Departments of Education here in the province and also the Departments of Transport. You'd remember that Equal Education has been lobbying for this since 2014, calling for proper transportation for learners here in the province. As I stated before, over 100,000 learners who actually qualify for government transportation do currently not have the proper transportation. I was speaking to one of the learners who has to walk quite a distance to school, and she was saying that even though they have one bus that is transporting them to school currently, that transport sometimes fails because they live in deep rural areas. So we will be awaiting for the response from the Department of Education in 21 days.
All right, thank you for that. That is eNCA's Lethiwe Mdluli out in Pietermaritzburg.